let's talk about House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I can't remember anymore how I found out about this book. Obviously, it must have been something online. Um, but like 4 years ago, I bought the book. And it took me about a year to actually pick it up. It was quite intimidating. Uh, so I have a love-hate thing with House of Leaves. it it's fucking brilliant. But it took me a while to realize the brilliance of it. I read it through every page and I hated it after I finished it because I didn't see what's the expression? The trees for the forest or something like that. It's a miserable book to get through. All the characters are terrible. The one guy that I did like, Tom, he ends up dying. And Johnny Truant, such an unlikable guy. There are people out there who do feel for him. I am not one of those people. But it's much more than Johnny Truant. It's much more than the haunted house. Danielewski wove poetry within these pages, but not just poetry, but meaning, like deep meaning, and so much more to consume than you even know. It's a hard book to get through, not because it's what, 800 pages. It's not hard to get through because of the stylistic choices on some of the pages. It is somewhat hard to fathom with all the extra stuff to take in. Like the extra notes, the pictures. Which is absolutely a work of art. The book itself is the house. I'm not entirely sure what the overall meaning is, but I have a feeling that it's some sort of weird love story. The author has not really divulged all that much about the meaning, and I love and hate that. Like, art is up for interpretation. It doesn't actually require the artist's definition of what their piece means. But I think we can all agree that we all kind of like clues and a guidance of what it could possibly mean. But I also like having it open to interpretation. I think that would be a happy medium. The hardest part about House of Leaves to get through is just Johnny Truant's meandering narrative. He's an unreliable narrator, but the stuff that he does give you is often it just makes you want to hit your head on a wall. Him and his best friend Lude, aptly named, often talk about their sexcapades, and it's not interesting. It's not titillating. It's not romantic. It's not anything but just crude. And there's a lot of it in there. And a lot of it you have to get through. Um, the footnotes are excessive. And I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of um, compare it to video games where you want to 100% the game. Like, you want to go after every quest, side quest, tidbit, secret thing. But a lot of the footnotes are empty promises. But within those empty promises are some gems. But there's gotta be like tens of thousands of footnotes with only a handful of gems, so it makes it really frustrating. Like I said, the only character I actually really cared about was Tom. David's brother. I didn't even like his kids. But that's not really the whole point of it all. I know it speaks to much more than just the surface level. And that is apparent in the symbols that you will find within this book. The words on the page are surface level. What you're supposed to do is link things together. I'm not sure how well I did at that. I read the whole thing, front to cover, including every footnote, every asterisk, everything, and I'm not entirely sure that's what the author wanted. But I'm a gamer, and I want to look at everything. However, I needed help to link some stuff together, even though I myself thankfully came up with my own opinions and my own interpretations. But because there's so much, it's a community thing. You have to communicate with other people who have read the book, front to back, who have done their own research. And I think that's an amazing thing that the author created. And I do think it's intentional. I don't know, what is it? A year and a half, or 2 years ago? I can't even remember anymore. But I started looking into the index. And what that means is I would look to the index and randomly choose a word, find the page numbers, and highlight them. This has been a really interesting way to re-devour the book, reinterpret it, random page at a time. And my findings are that there are a lot of interesting tidbits of hidden secrets in the index. I don't know how much longer it will take me. I've been on it for over a year and it feels like I've only cracked the surface. But I can't wait till every word in the index is crossed off, and every word in the index is highlighted within the pages to see what's left over. It's probably nothing, but it's a really interesting way to reread House of Leaves. Thank you for listening.